Did I change the name of the stream on Twitch? Yeah, I did. I thought I forgot. All right. Welcome to the Ultimate Access Football League. We are back yet again with another one. Um, First thing I want to know is why YouTube thinks NBA YoungBoy is for kids. Yeah, my account finally got marked for being a kid. I figured it would happen eventually. Do I want to update my ID for this stuff or verify it? No, I'm not doing that. There's no point. There's really no point in giving my information to YouTube just so that cyber criminals can steal my data. So we're not doing that. Because as long as all my basic features are met, I'm fine. Like, I can still stream. I'm still monetized because I verified my ID before, because you have to verify your ID to make money off of anything. Um, and yeah. So welcome to the Ultimate Access Football League preseason week 2 day 1. There's been a lot of matches last week. Um, so let me go look ahead at I'm in the wrong server. That's why I can't figure out what the schedule is. All right, so the first game of the day is two teams that lost last week. It is, what is up, BBWW? Welcome to the stream. We have the Edmonton Ravens. So that would be this team right here. Versus the Oklahoma City Cyclones. That would be this team right here. I'm going to look up the weather in Oklahoma City, because that's the team that's hosting this week. Because we got to do that. And also, Oklahoma City does not have a stadium. So they will be using the Classic Stadium until they get a team stadium. So what's the weather? It's clear outside. And there's no wind. There was a lot of wind earlier where I live, but I don't live near Oklahoma City. I live in Maryland. Everyone's saying that Edmonton's supposed to win this game, with the Cyclones only having a 15% chance to win. So let's begin. All right, so it looks like Oklahoma City's going to start with the ball in the first half, and Edmonton will start us off in the second half. Both of these two teams have struggled last week. Let's take a brief history. Let's start with Oklahoma City since they have the football first. Last week, the Cyclones ended up, if I could find them, last week the Oklahoma City Cyclones lost 24-40 to the Toronto Wizards, and Toronto is one of the newer teams, and they were, which just goes to show that the Cyclones have some serious work they need to do with this franchise if they want to ever win or ever even make the playoffs. To be honest with you, I don't even know if they'll make the playoffs during Access 2026, but the rest of the division that they're competing in is all pretty tough. You got Atlanta. Well, I mean, I guess they're all almost kind of similar to one another. They're not very strong teams. This division's not very strong. You have Atlanta, Carolina, Louisiana is pretty threatening, but not too threatening. Mexico City's good. I think Mexico City's like the only team in this division that actually deserves to go to the playoffs, to be honest with you. Well, I guess maybe Atlanta, but they would be a play-in team. All right, so it's a 3-and-out for Oklahoma City, so it's now Edmonton's turn to talk. So last week, Edmonton lost by 3 points to the Washington Senators in a close game between two lower-class teams, as the Edmonton Ravens lost 13-16 in that game. I'd say Edmonton, if they could put up a fight tonight, we could see a very good game today. All right, so the Ravens have the ball on the 30-yard line. It is 2nd and 13 after a few yards lost. There's 9 yards. I expect this game to be a defensive game because considering that both of their offenses didn't score very much points last week, with Edmonton only scoring 13 and Oklahoma City, well, they scored 24. So maybe the Oklahoma City Cyclones could do something powerful, but they're going to have to fight for it if they want to win it. All right, it's going to be there comes an incoming punt. The Cyclones are ready to receive the ball once again, as Edmonton has failed to convert on 3rd down. All right, that's a 9-yard gain. It's 2nd and 1. So I honestly think. So let's talk about Steele real quick. He's not that bad. He's a good runner. He's a good running back. It's just that the rest of the team can't back him up for some reason. I think this team should be a running game team. If they're not already one. I haven't checked what their play scheme is. But just look at how Steele runs right through the line. This team could be good if they played more run plays. Like, this team should be a run style team. Here we go. Oklahoma City's about to score a touchdown. They're starting to turn their jets on. Cyclones are looking to rebound after a bad start in the preseason. This is the second week of the preseason. There's only 2 weeks in this preseason, so. However, the regular season is coming up next for both of these teams. I'm going to let you guys know who each team plays. I might as well post the schedule for that now. I haven't posted all of them, but I'm going to post week 1. This is all going to be in November. By the way, I'm not going to start season 1 on I'm not going to start season 1 on a almost in the end zone. I'm not going to start season 1 during or I'm not going to start the next season of Access Football in October. I'm going to wait for November 1st. Because that's the month where we have to that's the month the next season technically starts. So for the Cyclones, their opponent next week is against the Los Angeles Tide. Touchdown Oklahoma City, by the way. And the Cyclones take the lead. So yeah, the Cyclones will be playing against the Los Angeles Tide at home next week during week 1 of the regular season for 2026 season 1. That's what we're going to call it. That might be a good game because LA is almost at that. LA is at the same skill level as Oklahoma City, and for Edmonton, they are also they're also playing on the same day as the Cyclones, which is on Tuesday, November 4th. It's going to, except Edmonton's going to be up against Toronto, and Toronto is a pretty decent team this season. Let's see what Edmonton does here. Oh, it's a fumble. But it's not. But it's going to be recovered by Edmonton. Alright, so it is Edmonton getting sacked. That's minus 9 yards. Good. Oklahoma City is playing a little bit better than they did last week so far. Because if we all seen Oklahoma City play last week, it was painful to watch. That day was terrible for the Cyclones. This happened on This happened last Thursday, as they got blown out by Toronto, as Toronto is an expansion team, which means they shouldn't win, technically, based on stats. And Edmonton did put up a fight in the last game, but they did lose by a field goal as Washington kicked the game winner. That's incomplete. Now, there's a bunch of teams we got to look out for this season. So far, the Cyclones might not be one of them. However, they're better than some. Here's another punt from Edmonton, and this one's going to be a touchback. All right. Now we continue. Oklahoma City is about on the 36-yard line now, and that's incomplete. It's second down. That was deflected. He wasn't open. I don't know why the Cyclones made that throw. The defense was on him, so let's see what they do here to try again. Hansen, the QB for today, open, but quickly tackled as there was no chance for him to get away. It was actually a loss, so third down. Hansen's going to run it to Steele, and Steele runs the wrong way, and it's going to be fourth down. He should have ran to the left. Why did he run to the right? Some of these running backs need to analyze where they need to run on the field. Steele's a good running back, don't get me wrong. But that was not a good run by Steele. Alright, and now Edmonton's got the ball. Will start on the 24-yard line for this drive, which means they need to go 76 yards to score a touchdown. And they're going to get about 4 of those right here. Alright, here's Erickson. That was dropped as it's Mr. Butterfingers dropped it right there. Hughes should have caught it. No, don't know why he didn't. That's part of why Edmonton didn't win last week, is because their receivers kept dropping the ball, and it's became a real problem against Washington. Oh, this could be dangerous. Oh, Roberts does make a hurdle, though. right, it is first down Edmonton. Edmonton's now in the orange zone, which means they are in clear field goal range now. I mean, obviously you can be in field goal range before that, but there's a higher chance you will miss it, unless if you're teams like Baltimore or Carolina or Atlanta or someone else. I think there were 4 teams that had incredible kickers in this league. I'm glad the number of teams is expanding to more than just one team, because in the past it was only Carolina. Now there's a couple of teams. There's Erickson, and welcome to the red zone. Now Edmonton's on the verge of scoring a touchdown. However, it's 3rd and inches, so and screen is good for a first down, and Edmonton's going to get a new set of downs. They need to get to the 7-yard line, or the 7.5 yard, or the 6.5 yard line. That's what it looks like on the field. And the 2-minute warning has been called, as there's only 2 minutes left to go in the first half of this ball game. And I got to give credit to the defenses of both teams. They've been making some stops as well, and it's going to be 7 yards. Oklahoma City's defense has been an issue, though. As again, the Cyclones did get blown out last week against Toronto, and touchdown Edmonton. The Edmonton Ravens have scored, and they're going to most likely equalize this game now. Thrown by Aiden Erickson, and just like that, it's 7-7. And the Cyclones will get the ball for the last minute and 37 seconds. Remember, the Edmonton Ravens will be getting the ball back at the start of the second half, so if you're the Cyclones, I would not turn over the ball. Okay, so this drive is going to start on the 23-yard line. So they're going to actually start in the green zone, which is where you want to start. You don't want to start in the blue, which is which is the first 20 yards, because there's a risk for getting a safety in that zone. Hanson's going to throw it, and they're now on the 37-yard line. Ooh, deep pass, but that was going nowhere. That was not a good throw. The Cyclones quarterback that missed throwing the ball is also a problem. There's a lot of problems with the Cyclones, if you haven't noticed. However, they're playing someone at an equal skill level here in this game compared to Toronto, and here's a first down. There's a penalty. It's against the Ravens. That's going to be another 15 yards in addition to the yards. And they're going to be in the orange zone because of that. There's a chance they will. There's a medium amount. Here's a throw. It's picked off by Morrow. And the Edmonton Ravens convert on defense and put a stop to Oklahoma City's offense. And this is exactly what the Cyclones was not looking for. I literally said it earlier. You do not want to turn over the ball, because the Edmonton Ravens will be getting the ball to start the second half of this football game. Timeout called by the Ravens. and it's first down. Another timeout call. I'd say if you're Edmonton, get as far down the field as you can, and then kick a field goal if necessary. If we're lucky enough, you can get a touchdown, but don't push your luck because there's only 26 seconds left on this clock. So here is the game plan. They are going to take it to... Now with the 19 seconds, they should be able to run another play and then spike it. But they just gotta be quick enough. Oh. Okay. So they were tackled in bounds. I can only imagine they're bringing out the field goal unit. There's 9 seconds to go. And here it is. Let's see how much time's left on the clock. 1 second left on the clock. So they will have to kick it. The Edmonton Ravens take the lead. It's 10-7 as the Cyclones continue to struggle on defense. This was once a franchise that made the playoffs almost every single season. Now they're just as almost, maybe they're, I don't even know. This could be debatable. Who's worse, the Cyclones or the Bloodhounds? I think the Cyclones are the new Tennessee Bloodhounds because I don't think the Bloodhounds are the worst team in the league anymore, especially after seeing this performance from the Cyclones. They're struggling to beat Edmonton right now. I can only imagine how their season's going to go. They are going to be playing somebody at the skill level in the next game. However, if they can't beat Edmonton, I can't imagine them beating anyone from their from week 1, which again the Cyclones are going to be playing against the Tide. All right, here Edmonton's back on the field. This could be picked off, but the Cyclones defense decides to get out of the way instead of catching the ball, which is not a good idea. Why would they do that? Now, if you're wondering what team the Cyclones are supposed to represent in the NFL, it is actually the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, I gotta feel bad for Bucs fans this season in the UAFL. And here's a sack, 7 yards. Now, of course, the UAFL is different, so the markets are going to be different. Anyone from Tampa is probably going to root for Orlando since that city's closer, unless if they want to root for Oklahoma City. I feel like it's going to be evenly split, especially considering the Cyclones aren't that good. Other teams, and there's only one other major sports team in Oklahoma City, and that is the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are on the opposite spectrum of the Cyclones. They recently won their first NBA title in franchise history. It was against a very powerful Indiana Pacers team. And for Edmonton's teams, they have a CFL team. I don't know how well they're doing because I don't pay attention to the CFL too much. But let me look at their CFL standings. They're in the West Division, I know that. Oh yeah, they are 7-10. It's not bad, but it's not good. as Edmonton is in last place in the West in the Western Conference of the CFL. Now for Edmonton's other team, which is the Edmonton Oilers, they got second place last season in that league, getting the they only lost to the Florida Panthers in the Stanley Cup final. As they've done that for the second year in a row, however. But if we take a look at the NHL standings right now, I've got to look for the Edmonton Oilers. The Oilers are currently in 5th place in the Pacific Division, which is surprising. I mean, they did this last season where they had a bad start, but they came back and made the playoffs. Oilers are currently 3-1, which technically is a neutral record, which is something Edmonton shouldn't be pulling off, considering they got first place and they are the Western Conference champions. Did the St. Louis Blues change their logo? They did. Touchdown Cyclones. I just realized the St. Louis Blues changed. Not only did they change their logo, they changed their entire team's color scheme. They used to be dark blue and yellow. Now they're a lighter blue and yellow. I don't know what to feel about that one. That's going to be a little weird to get used to. The St. Louis Blues no longer have their old colors. They now look like the Chargers. Yeah, I knew there was something different about the Blues logo when I just saw it. But we'll talk about St. Louis later, because there's going to be another game this week that involves St. Louis, because there is a team there. As there is 40 teams in this league. That is a first down. That is a beautiful first down by Edmonton. All right, here's a deep pass. Oh, this should be caught. Oh, it's defended just in time. Pearson just got to it before it was received. Brilliant play by the Cyclones defense here. What are they? I wonder what XBTV is watching right now. I wonder if they're watching the baseball. It looks like the NBA season has started. I'm not sure if it's the preseason or the regular season. Um, obviously, Edmonton doesn't have. Obviously, Edmonton does not have an NBA team. And it looks like the regular season in the NBA has started. And speaking of the Oklahoma City Thunder, like we talked about earlier, I think they just beat. I think they just beat Houston by only a point in double overtime. So at least Oklahoma City fans have something to cherish this today. As the only other game that's going on in the NBA today is the Battle of Los Angeles, which is basically. Well, I guess it's not the Battle of Los Angeles. It's Los Angeles versus San Francisco, technically, but they call them Golden State instead, for some reason. As the Warriors are taking on the Lakers, which those two teams are some of the most popular teams. There's a lot of popular teams. But Washington, which is my team, is not one of them. We're just bad. Alright, so since the season started, let me take a look at the power rankings in the NBA power rankings. How fun. It's 11 o'clock now, so there's 1 hour to go until somebody qualifies for Season 2. Alright, let's see where my teams are at. Where's my team at? I'm pretty sure we're in 30th. Watch. Because we were there last season because we're just bad. Nope. Utah's in last. And when did they go purple? Were they always purple or were they blue? Anyone remember the Utah Jazz being purple? I guess they were always purple, right? I'm just stupid. For some reason, I thought they were blue. Oh, intercepted. Edmonton makes a crucial interception here. Yeah, I was right. Utah was blue. I knew they were blue. They must have rebranded to purple for some reason. I mean, do I like the new logo? I mean, the Utah Jazz was like a darkish blue back then, ever since 2022. Well, actually, technically, they had that as their primary color since 2010, but they had recently changed it back to purple. But the Ravens are definitely doing good. So since there's an hour left before somebody qualifies into season 2, I'm going to take a look at the here is Roberts. He's going to get a first down. YouTube's trying to tell me to go to bed. I can go to bed when I want. I'm 22. They don't believe me They don't believe I'm 22, but I'm not giving my data to YouTube so that I can have my data get leaked. Oh, look at this. Edmonton's getting a nice run here. 22. So, the tides have changed. The tables have turned. Rec Room is making a comeback here in the final hour of the contest. The score was 4-0. Now the Rec Room has scored 5 unanswered points, and now Rec Room has the lead. If Rec Room maintains the lead at the end of this day, Rec Room will have successfully avoided relegation, and Rocket Racing will lose one of their 3 lives, and will have 2 to go before absolute elimination. I honestly can't believe it. I thought people had enough of Rec Room, but I'm guessing not. So it looks like Rec Room is about to qualify for Season 2 in an hour. If they do, here's a run by the quarterback. Touchdown, Baltimore. And also, YouTube thinks people get up at 5 a.m. I do not. When I was a child, I woke up at 6, not 5. Who the frick gets up at 5? Or at least what kid's going to wake up, or at least no one in my area is going to be waking up at 5 a.m. to go to school. That's silly. Especially if most people have bus stations nowadays. Everyone meets up at the same time. Now, for the few who don't, it's still going to be not. It's still not going to be 5 o'clock. And especially if you're considered a walker, which, for some reason, I don't know why we allow this AI thing to monitor people, yet we let kids walk to school. Where I'm from, we're in one of the top 3 most dangerous cities in this entire state, and we let our kids walk to school as early as the 3rd grade. Yet meanwhile, we have AI determining how old someone is just to put restrictions on people. I think the real danger is the kids walking on the street just to get to school. It is now 17-14. It is the 4th quarter. Edmonton is looking to win this football game as they have possession of the ball. It's not going to be It's going to be a close game. Both of these two teams were having a back and forth struggle. Penalty against the Ravens. They're going to bring that ball back some more. Here's a catch by Hughes. That's incomplete. It's 3rd and 14. The Cyclones are going to try their very best to either tie this one up with a field goal or... Oh, wait, I forgot. Edmonton's the one with the ball. So a 3rd down for Edmonton could give the Cyclones a chance. Here is a throw, incomplete, and Cyclones will get a chance with the ball to tie it up with a field goal if they get far enough down the field. All right, here's a deep pass. That's overthrown to death. Like, what was that? Caught. 1st down, Cyclones. This could be closer than you think. Um, 17-14. Deep pass incomplete. All right. So coming up next at 12 in the morning is our next play-in match. It's not going to be one that automatically will qualify you into the next season, but you still want to win because you need to win 2 of them to get in. And you also have 2 lives to do it. It's going to be Fortnite OG versus Zenless Zone 0. Rec Room is about to taste their second season in this YouTube channel as they're getting very close to avoiding relegation. If Rec Room is confirmed, that means one of the new Fortnite game modes, like that have already won the second, third, and fourth place, will be missing out this season. So that means it could be either Rocket Racing missing out, OG missing out, or most likely one to miss out is Fortnite Reload Ranked. Because Fortnite Reload Ranked only has one life. Touchdown, Cyclones. They take the lead here with the minute 20. And this game continues to be close. All right, ooh, there's a breakaway, but thankfully for Cyclist fans, thankfully number 39 got up, but for Edmonton fans, it's like, they could have scored, but they didn't. All right, so here's the scenario now. Edmonton needs to score a touchdown. There's no way around to getting a touchdown as they're down by 4. There's a flag against the Cyclones for a hold. It is a 5-yard penalty, and it is first down yet again. There's a minute 9. Oh, that could have been the game-winning interception if that had been made. Edmonton needs to do better on passing, or this game could be it for Edmonton, and the Cyclones will win. Erickson on second down. They're going to go deep again. This time is caught by Hughes. First down, 58 seconds left. Edmonton will call their third timeout already, and now it's go time for this football team. They're running it a little deep. Farmer's going to make the catch, but they're going to have to hurry up as there is no timeouts left as that clock continues to run. Go! Here's Erickson, and that's a first down. 30 seconds. They're going to have to hurry up. They need to start focusing on no huddle offense. It's go time, incomplete. So at least for at least for Edmonton, off after that incompletion, the clock stops. So now they can huddle. Pass, touchdown, and the Edmonton Ravens have scored possibly the game winner. And now the Cyclones only have 15 seconds to work with. And Edmonton has the lead. What an incredible drive by the Ravens. Now, if you're Edmonton, I would take a knee as soon as you get the ball. That's not the type of punt you want to do if you're Edmonton, but because that just benefits the Cyclones because no clock time is going to run off. Cyclones have 3 timeouts to work with, and they just need to get into field goal range to tie it up. So And the first play was a waste of 2 seconds as the quarterback threw it to the ground.
Hike.
Oh, incomplete again. It's third down as Hansen continues to misthrow the ball. I think he's stressed. He needs a stress ball. Brendan Hansen needs a stress ball because he keeps throwing it away from the target. And when he does, it's going to be fourth down. Now they're going to have to throw a Hail Mary down the field to score a touchdown because there's 5 seconds on the clock. There's not much you can do.
Go!
What was that play? And that's it. That's the game. And the Cyclones and the Ravens are going to win this football game. This will be Edmonton's first win in franchise history. Final score is 24-21. As the Ravens will get the win here. What an incredible game by two teams. The Cyclones still have a lot to work on as they lose their second game. But it's not like it's a blowout though. All right, let's get ready for the second game of the night. The next game that we're doing today is the Louisiana Gators versus the Las Vegas Outlaws. All right, let's take a look at this. So Vegas does have a stadium. They have as this game is going to be in Las Vegas, Nevada. So it's time to check the weather in Vegas. It is 69 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, forecast is mostly clear. Not going to count it as cloudy. Wind speed is not fast enough for it to be that. And here's the predictions. It looks like I don't know about this, guys. This is Louisiana we're talking about. A team that wasn't the greatest in their franchise history. But the one thing each team is coming off of is a win. Because both of these teams won last week in their first preseason games. Alright, so let's see who gets the ball first. So I can figure out which team I'm going to talk about first. Looks like we're going to be talking about the Gators first since they won the toss. Alright. Let's start off with the Louisiana Gators first. So the Louisiana Gators came off of a big win last week against the Baltimore Paladins. It still hurts me to say that because I'm a Paladins fan, but I have to give credit when it's due. Louisiana managed to take down Baltimore, which they're not a bad team. No one on Baltimore is a bad team except the quarterback. I have to admit, Matthew is the worst quarterback I've seen on my franchise in a long time. The Gators are looking to try to win this game as well as they have been. They've been pretty good. They were competitive. Now, it looks like it's most likely going to be a 3-and-out situation here. Go. First down for the Gators as they prevented a punt. Nice job by the Gators offense. But there's still work to do, as they're still on the 41-yard line. Hunt, who's been a threat against Baltimore last week, is now back at it again. Oh, he's going to throw it deep. This one's incomplete. They took a risk there. I kind of want to wonder why the Outlaws don't wear black. I mean, I know there's a few there's like 3 teams that in this league that represent NFL teams, or actually more than 3, that represent NFL teams, but don't use their colors. Like, for example, the Los Angeles Tide. Well, I mean, I guess they kind of do. They use the Rams' old colors for the Outlaws, though. They're red as their primary instead of black. All right, let's see what the Gators do here on this play right here. Sacked by the Outlaws. There's a flag, and it's against the Outlaws for holding, and this will be coming back forward again. It's first down for the Gators. Outlaws got to stop grabbing onto the players, man. You can't do that in this league. You're in a league of 40 teams, and only one of you is going to win this tournament or win the season. That's a defended pass right there. There's Ward. There's a flag. Deep pass, incomplete, could have been intercepted, and it's a penalty against the Gators. It's now 2nd and 20. It's 3rd down. Gators are going to need to throw the ball here on this play if they want a chance to get the first down. caught, but it's short. And it looks like, let's see what the Gators decide to do. They're going to try to attempt a field goal from the 39-yard line. And it's barely good. The 56-yarder is barely good. It hit the crossbar and went in just like Justin Tucker's 66-yarder. That's a good that's a good drive by the Gators. They did manage to blow most of the first quarter though. That means it is now finally time to talk about the Las Vegas Outlaws. Last week they played a quite easy opponent. So they were up against the Philadelphia Express. And Philadelphia has never really had a good, successful season in their lifetime. Intercepted. Oh, let's see if this one comes back though. It's gonna stand. The Louisiana Gators are going to intercept the football, and if this is how the Gators are going to play, I'm not sure if it was my quarterback that was causing. I'm not sure if it was John Matthews that was purposely throwing interceptions or not, because it could just be the Gators' defense. As this is the second game in a row that we have seen them catch an interception. In fact, last game they caught 3 against John Matthews. Here's Wise and Hunt. It's 3rd and 9. Gators might make another field goal here. Gators do need to work on offense a little bit more. They're good at making turnovers, but they are not really that great on offense so far. However, they get the first down. Oh, and more. That's 20 yards. Now, if you're a Gators fan, I guess this season might be the season of opportunity if this is how Louisiana's playing. If the Gators make the playoffs this season, I'd be happy for them. Because they've never made it to the playoffs in the history of their franchise. Here's a chance, and the Gators will score a touchdown against Vegas. Outstanding performance by the Gators. This NFC underdog. I guess we gotta take Louisiana a little bit more seriously now that as this is not the first time they are starting their drive or starting their games like this. It is 10-0 now. This is even bigger than the start of the Baltimore game. For those who don't know, when the scoreline when Louisiana won, it was 31-23. It was an 8-point game, I think. So what is technically a one possession? Baltimore needed a 2-point conversion, but the Gators intercepted the football to end the game and win the game. That's how that game ended. Obviously, I was mad at John Matthews, but you got to give credit to the Louisiana defense for being able to pull that off. As for the Outlaws, they were dominant in the entirety of that game because they were playing Philadelphia. Score was 24-16, though. Not as big as you would think, though. Oh, that was a really... What was that throw? That was a really bad throw. And it's 4th down. And there's going to be a punt coming up. I don't know if Vegas is ready to... I don't know if Las Vegas is that type of team anymore, because back then, the Vegas Outlaws were actually a good team. Now, all of a sudden, they're throwing the ball for like 2 yards to no one, like a butterfly. And yeah, the chat agrees that was a weak throw. Here's a sack, though. Now, next week, well, I guess technically in November, for week 1 of the regular season, the Gators will be playing against, if I can find them, they're going to be playing against Minnesota. And Minnesota, oh, don't get me started on Minnesota last week. Minnesota was an embarrassment to the league last week. I think the Gators are going to get the W easily against Minnesota next week. Minnesota Pride, more like Minnesota. Yeah, that's literally their team name, by the way. They probably have the worst teammate name in the league. Not only that, but they probably have the worst team in Axis football right now. It's debatable. It's debatable between Tennessee, Los Angeles, Oklahoma City, and Minnesota, because all 4 of those teams are awful. And that's 4 yards. And Afkin, this has joined the stream. That happened like a few minutes ago. I don't know why I'm getting that now. Oh, that's a catch. That's a 1st down for the Outlaws. AFK in this bin, but yeah, hello there. Yep. And that is a gain of only 3. I think there's some things wrong with the Outlaws this season. Here's Foster. That's going to be caught for a huge 1st down. I got to say that. The Outlaws can score when they want to, I'm guessing. But remember, they only defeated Philadelphia last week. And the Philadelphia Express are nothing like the Philadelphia Eagles. Here's a good pass, though. They're starting to get past the Louisiana defense, who is usually good at making interceptions. Here's a run. 2 yards. Oh, it's 3rd down now. I would definitely... The Gators defense is stepping up on a goal line stand, though. It's not exactly at the goal line, but it's close enough. And they're going to actually get the Gators. They're actually going to stop the Gators here. So instead of 7, it's probably going to be 3 that they're going to be scoring. They're going to make a field goal from the very far right side. And that's going to be good. It is going to be 3 points for the Las Vegas Outlaws. 10-3. And now the Louisiana Gators will be getting the ball. And that's going to be a touchback. Spots it at 25. Here's Ward to Weisenhunt. Okay, let's see what the Gators do here on this play. 2nd and 9, they're going to throw it. They got a man on the left. It's caught by Wilson. First down by 31 yards. They should have done a action short pass play, though. It was very clear that the run game in the end zone wasn't working. Yeah, they should have done the Outlaws should have done a pass there. I don't know why they didn't want to pass the ball. It was clear that the run game wasn't going to work, and they continued to do it anyways. You're not Marshawn Lynch. You can't do that. Third and 18, though. Here's Ward. Throws deep, incomplete. It's going to probably be a punt from where they're at. Unless if Louisiana feels a little extra and wants to attempt a long field goal. Which I think figured they wouldn't. Or heck, a misdirection play could have even been better than a toss. And now the Outlaws will get the ball on the 20-yard line. Wasn't a touchback last time on the 25-yard line? Doing a warning in the first half for this game. I want to say Vegas is going to have to try something different instead of just the run game the entire time. They will go with the run game, but it is going to work this time because the runner has space. It doesn't work on the goal line, though, because every time they try to run it, of course, you saw what happened last drive. Oh. That's first down. Outlaws are getting down the field again. Well, it's fairly balanced offense so far for the Outlaws. Let's see if they can score a touchdown this time. They are now about to enter the red zone. They're just a little short of it. Vegas will start calling their timeouts because there's only 52 seconds left in this half. Which should be more than playing in time. And that's another first down by Vegas. First and goal. They're not going to use their timeout now. Pass incomplete. Roberts was on the defense there. And it's second down. Quick pass. Wide open. Touchdown. And Johnston is going to score for the Outlaws, and this game is going to be tied. As long as the kicker makes his PAT. And just like that, it is 10-10. And we got a close game in the second quarter. Louisiana will have the ball for 32 seconds, so there's probably going to be some Hail Marys, maybe. Touchback. Spots that on the 25-yard line. Here's Ward, incomplete. And that was a bad throw by the quarterback. It's third down. And why would you run the ball there? You're down, it's 3rd and 10, and you rather run the ball. At this point, run the clock out. Because apparently Vegas is not calling timeout. I wouldn't call timeout if I was Vegas. And I wouldn't even be making this kick if I was Louisiana either. Two mistakes from two different teams. Doesn't really matter. It's 10-10. All right, welcome to the third quarter. Vegas will start with the ball in the second half of this game. It's going to be a touchback most likely. Yes. All right, first down. Vegas is going to run it, and he's going to get 7 yards. It's not bad. Here's Webb. He's going to get the first. And Johnston's now out of the game for this game, as he's been injured. Ooh, what is this? What is the receiver doing? He wasn't looking for the ball. Not only was the throw in a weird position, the receiver wasn't even looking at the ball. That's like rookie school stuff. Here's a good catch by Schneider, though, and it's going to be first down. I feel like this game is the game with the weird plays for some odd reason. You just don't see them happen with all the teams. Here's a weird screen as well. This did work, though. They got 9 yards from it. But that other screen is a little interesting. It was so far away. And that's going to be first down. Here's Webb. He's going to get close to the end zone. 7 yards on that, and it's 6 yards to go. 6 yards to score, 3 for another set of downs. Go. And there's no gain on this play. It's 3rd and 2. They're going to do exactly what they did before. They're running the ball when they know they can't run the ball in the end zone. They got to learn from mistakes, and they're not doing that. And they're going to run the ball again, except this time they will score. And the Las Vegas Outlaws will take the lead. Las Vegas is starting to look a little bit better than they did last week, as it is now 17-10 inside Las Vegas stadium. And now Louisiana is going to get the ball back. And Watts is now injured. He's expected to return for the Gators later, though. Go. Oh, it's a loss of 3. Here's Ward. Pass out of, I think it's inches, yeah. It is 3rd and inches. So I'd say maybe you should run the ball here on this play because you just need to get 1 yard or not even a yard. And they're going to do that, but they're going to get stopped as the offensive line just let them go right through. And Vegas will be getting the ball back again after they already have the lead. The game was once 10-0 in Louisiana favor. Now it is 10-17. Vegas has scored 17 unanswered points so far since the second quarter. Here's the Outlaws. Intercepted by Washington. That is the linebacker who has intercepted the football. That is Louisiana's second interception of the game, and this one could be a big one as they are put on the 35-yard line. Now, when have you seen a linebacker? Ooh, here's a deep throw. Touchdown. The Gators are going to tie this one up after a interception that they have made. And out of both interceptions, they have scored off of it. One was a field goal, and now this one is a touchdown. And it's a tie game. That was a good play by the Louisiana defense. That was a linebacker who made that play. All right, here's the Vegas Outlaws. I'm going to try to recover from that interception. Here's a lob open to Jones, and he's going to get a first. Here's Foster. Incomplete, but nearly intercepted again as Washington was about to make the play for the second time. Here's a deep pass, and it's deflected. It is third down. Cohen was on that one. And it's going to be fourth down as the Gators defense has once again prevailed here. Yeah, they're going to spot this one on the 9-yard line. That's the farthest the ball will start. The Gators will have the ball. Weisenhunt's going to be running. He's going to get 4 yards. Here's Washington. He's going to get first. Gators are looking alive as Watts is now returning from his injuries. Weisenhunt's going to get another first down. Here's a pass by Ward to Roberts. It's a first down. And it's now the fourth quarter of this ball game. It is still 17-17. However, they're going to bring out Weisenhunt. It's going to be a loss, though. Here's Ward. Deep ball. Caught by Schwartz. May the Schwartz be with you as it is first down from the 12-yard line. And the Gators are now getting close to scoring again. Flag against the Gators for a false start. Offense number 80. Was it number 80? Second and 13. Flag against the Gators again. This time it's offense number 60. And it's third and 17 now. Penalties are killing this drive for the Gators. There's a chance. Intercepted by Black. And he's tackled. Where are they going to spot this one? Because he technically ran in the... Technically, by rule, he ran inside of the end zone on his own. This should have been a safety, but they're going to give it to the 20-yard line. And it's the fourth quarter with about 5 minutes. Webb's going to gain 5 yards. Andre Richardson's in. And it's going to be a loss of a few yards. Flag against defense number 53 for face mask. Deep pass. Caught by Jenkins. However, there is a flag against defense number 29. This penalty is going to be declined. Here's Webb. He's getting close to scoring. Now it is 12 a.m. now, so I'm going to go check the polls to find out the final result. And touchdown. touchdown. And they have the same amount of points they had last week. Okay, so according to the polls, Rec Room has officially won, which means Rec Room will now be guaranteed to not be relegated out of Class C. They will be staying for a second season. So I want to say congratulations to Rec Room fans. You survived. And now they will have another season of battle and glory. I'm going to go update the Season 2 games list.
Tonight.
Here's Ward. Screens it. He's going to go to Washington. Louisiana needs to get down this field.
Go!
Here's Ward. Screens it to Roberts. There's a flag against defense number 21. That's going to help the Gators.
Hike!
Deep pass, incomplete.
Go!
Here's Ward, another deep pass, wide open to Bradley. Touchdown, maybe. Is he in? I don't think he's in. It's first and goal with 2 minutes to go. I thought he was in.
Tonight.
That technically, look how close that is. He is not in, and he is now in for the score. Touchdown, Louisiana.
Go!
These two teams are both playing a lot harder than they did last week. I like to see both these teams succeed because, I mean, Vegas has always succeeded, but Louisiana has never been a successful franchise in the past, especially in the 2017 version of Axis football. I don't know if we remember the mobile days, but they were awful. Like, losing was like a tradition to Louisiana back then. And that doesn't seem to be the case so much anymore. Even if they do lose today, if they do end up losing to the Outlaws, the Gators just are a much better team than they used to be.
Tonight.
Here's a pass caught by Jenkins. game-winning field goal could be a big factor here in this quarter because there's only a minute left, or just a little bit more than a minute, and the score is tied.
Hike.
Okay, they're going to throw it deep. Caught by Jones for first. And Gators defense is going to need to step it up if they want to win this game because the Gators cannot afford a field goal.
Sit hut.
Here's a run. And that might take them just close to field goal range. Timeout Vegas. They're going to call their first one.
Sit hike.
Here's a loss of 2. And Outlaws call their second timeout. It's third down. So they're going to have to convert here. And it's another loss of a yard. However, there's a flag against defense number something. Wait, did they just decline that?
Sit hike.
I want to see a replay on that. Whose penalty was that? I need to see a replay on that.
Sit hut.
The penalty was against Louisiana, and somebody was stupid enough to decline the penalty. The Outlaws declined the penalty like an idiot. Can't you believe this? They could have had the game-winning field goal if they accepted that penalty. What is the Gators doing? So, if you're Las Vegas, I want to question, why did you decline that penalty? That is the dumbest thing you could do at that given scenario.
Sit hike.
And here's Weisenhunt. He's going to get the first down. All that work for nothing. I would call timeout. Yeah, there's been a lot of questionable plays today from Vegas, like especially the pass where the dude wasn't even paying attention to the ball. Here's another run from the Gators. Timeout call. They're on the 40-yard line now, aren't they? Now it's the Gators who's looking like they're going to do what they're going to do. And third timeout. They're on the 44-yard line. I can't imagine they're going to... Okay, I'm going to only imagine they're going to throw a Hail Mary. No, they're going to run the ball. Why are you running the ball? Well, that is it for regulation. We are in overtime. This is only the third overtime game this preseason. And it looks like the Gators won the toss. Both teams will get one drive unless if this scores a touchdown, because they still use the NFL rules before. They still use the playoff rules before the Bills game. If you know what I'm talking about. When the Chiefs cheered to death when they won the toss because they believed and knew they were going to win. First down, Gators. Ooh, that could have been intercepted, but Bradley made it into position just in time. Interceptions are crucial here, especially if you get an interception, kick a field goal, you win. So that's why you got to be careful if you're on offense. Oh, he dropped it. Either that or he missed it, the catch, I don't know. 3rd and 3.
Set hike.
He's going to run it to the running back. It's going to be 4th down. And Vegas will get the stop.
Go. Kick. Set hike.
And it's going to be 4th and 1.
Set hike.
This console will shut off in 5 minutes. I'm going to fix that real quick. I just need to click a button so it doesn't happen. That only happens because this game is in overtime. We are not used to having a lot of games in overtime. This is only the 3rd one out of 22. This is the 22nd game in the off-season or in this preseason. Gators have the football. Screen. He runs out of bounds though. That does stop the clock. Oh yeah, and here's the thing. There is a rule in overtime that I made up that it isn't an official feature in Axis football. Because normally in Axis football, overtime will continue until someone wins. However, we're not doing that. We're only doing that for the playoffs. If the score is tied at the end of this overtime period, then the game is called off and both teams result in a tie. And which a tie is known as a half a point. They're worth a half a win, so.
Set hike.
And it's 4th down. 6 minutes left in overtime.
Hike.
And just like that, it is now Vegas' turn again. This is their 2nd drive in overtime.
Set hike.
First down. Can Vegas attempt to win the game? Here's another chance. Complete. Vegas is in field goal range. Let's see what they do here.
Go!
I'm going to see if they're going to start running the ball more often. They're going to go with another pass. And, oh, that could have been intercepted right there. Vegas has to be really careful. Washington already intercepted the ball once. There's already been 2 interceptions in this game. An interception here is very crucial. I can only imagine this being a run play. No, this is going to be a passing play. Caught. First down, Vegas. And I'm pretty sure they're going to win it. Louisiana needs to find a way to turn over the ball at any given means necessary, because they're in field goal range, and rather it be a fumble. They got the first down again.
Set hut.
Passes caught for first, or no, caught for second and goal.
Set hut.
Vegas on second and goal. They just need the field goal to win it, but can they potentially win on a touchdown? No. They're not going to give it to them. It is third and goal. As they were just kept out. Now they're at the goal line.
Set hut.
I would go for a run play. And it is incomplete. Almost intercepted right there. That would have been a game changer. And they're going to bring out the game-winning field goal unit. Can he win the game for Vegas? And it's in. Vegas wins the game 27-24. What a good game. I feel like the Gators, though, could have intercepted the ball on that last play and shifted the tides of the entire game. This was a good game, and I give credit to both teams here in this game. I'm not just going to say the Gators are bad for this one. This one was a good game. And I think both of these teams deserve to make the playoffs this season, especially the Gators and the Outlaws both performing very well tonight. But obviously only one team can win it, and this one was in overtime. So I can't really penalize the Gators for losing this one. This is an OT game. Now, of course, you do need to win OT games if you're in the playoffs, because obviously if you don't, you're going to be eliminated, but the final score is 27-24 in overtime. What a close game. And it's time for the third game of the night. All right, our home team, or our away team for our next game, is going to be Real Gouda Games, Nebraska Thunder. And our home team is the Carolina Rattlers. And this game is going to take place in Charlotte, North Carolina. And their stadium is basic. Look at this basic stadium. All right, let's check the weather. North Carolina's always got some random weather going on in it, so we're gonna go check. Special weather statement. What's going on here? Let's go find out. Special weather statement. Dry and windy conditions return to the area on Wednesday behind a departing cold front. Afternoon humidity values are expected to drop to 25 to 30% range. Oh, it's just increased wildfire danger. So the weather's clear, and the wind speed right now is actually 8, which is high enough for me to increase it to light wind. So there is going to be a wind game. I don't think that's going to affect Carolina too much because they have probably one of the better kickers. And let the games begin. All right, welcome to North Carolina. It is a wind game because the wind speed is 8. So there is going to be a few bit of different rules here. However, Carolina should be used to their own dang weather by now, hopefully. So it looks like Nebraska's going to get the ball first. We're going to go over both of these teams and how they did last week. And we're going to start with Nebraska since they get the ball first. Now, for Nebraska, one thing both these two teams have in common is that they both lost last week. However, the ways they lost is different. For Nebraska, they got blown the frick out. Like, they got blown the frick out, like, big time by Montreal. The final score was 26-42. I mean, it wasn't the biggest blowout, but it was definitely enough to make you go, what the frick did I just watch? It's a 16-point victory. It's a 2-possession victory for Montreal in that game. And this game is not starting good for Nebraska already, as it is already 3rd down.
Go!
Here's a chance for a 1st down, and got some more.
Tonight.
Here's Nebraska. Wide open guy. He should have thrown it down the field. Doesn't matter. 1st down. That's incredible. Parker made a good run off of that short pass. And it's 1st down for the Nebraska Thunder.
Tonight.
Here's Parker. He's not going to get anywhere this time.
Tonight.
Here's Rogers. Deep pass. Incomplete. Defended by Park. He's going to walk like a robot here. Flag against Omar Franklin. Then that's going to be 5 yards. Third and 15. What will the Nebraska Thunder do here? Here's Rogers. Deep throw. Incomplete. It's now first down.
And Ike.
Here's Bradley. The Carolina Rattlers begin this season. All right, it's time to talk about them and how they lost. For Carolina, it was clear that the other team was better than them. They were up against the Pittsburgh Ironhawks, and almost everyone from the AFC North is very talented. And it's tough to beat anyone from that division with the exception of maybe Baltimore. Toronto won a huge game last week, so I could count them in. But maybe Baltimore did lose to Louisiana off of it because of an interception. It's just... So the Paladins, they're not that bad. I think all 5 of the teams in that division is going to be powerful. Carolina does have one of the best kickers in this league, so expect there to be some really long field goals in this game. Obviously, that's if they get to around the 50-yard line. All right, here's Nebraska. We're going to get about 7 yards here. Here's a nice catch by Coleman. Nice game. Let's check that flag, though. It is against Carolina. This is going to be declined. And it's first and goal for the Nebraska Thunder. You know, they should have made this team the Omaha Bisons. But instead they make it the Nebraska Thunder. And they're not even in Nebraska. They're not in Omaha. They're in Lincoln, Nebraska. And that is a touchdown for the Nebraska Thunder, and they will strike first. Point after is good. This Carolina stadium does seem to be a lot bigger than a lot of the other stadiums are. Like, this is a normal NFL-sized stadium. Vegas' stadium was a little bit smaller because the walls were not as pushed back as they are here in this Carolina stadium. Every year there's going to be more and more stadiums added to Access Football. Deep pass caught by Hopkins. Let's check that flag though. It's against Nebraska. This one's getting declined. Here's Bradley. He's gonna run. He's gonna lose a yard.
Then hike.
Here's Carolina. Deep pass. Caught by Hopkins again. Carolina is starting to wake up. Both of these two teams were struggling last week, so.
Then hike. Go!
And that is a touchdown for Carolina. So there is some news actually on what Access Football Bowl is going to look like. It might not be good news for the XAFL because the owner of that league is still a minor, which means he's not going to be able to buy everything. Oh, look at this. Look at this Nebraska run. This could be a... Oh, what the heck is happening? This Carolina defender doesn't know how to make a tackle. That's hilarious. So yeah, the XAFL might not be 100% functional at the time of the next version of the game comes out. I will be posting that in the XAFL server.
Then hike.
I'm gonna...
Hike.
Yeah, it's crazy how I just saw a comment on the fourth and oh, here's a quick pass. Look at this, incomplete though. But again, I saw a comment from Real Gouda Games in the XAFL server. I heard that Access Football added the XFL or XFL 4th and 15 rule in the game. They did. It's when if you try to instead of doing onside kick, you do a 4th and 15, which is something that is very weird to me. But they had to do this because teams couldn't simply recover the ball. So it's a good rule change instead of because it's usually a guaranteed you're not getting the ball back when you kick it.
Then hike.
Is that an interception? Yes, it is. Carolina has picked off the ball and prevented the Nebraska Thunder from scoring.
Then hike. Go!
So yeah, it seems like I don't know what's going to happen with the XAFL. Um, Considering that
Tonight.
um, the commissioner of that league is still a minor. Because the features that are going to be locked behind a paywall. I mean, obviously, it's Access Football. It's $20 on console. You might as well buy it. I understand the decision because let's be honest here. Last year, you were able to do everything for free. So what was the point of buying the game on console if you can play it on mobile? Well, I bought it on console because I support this game and I think it runs better and looks better on console and it won't overheat my phone. But so here's how it's going to be working next year. The next year when the new mobile version comes out, the free version will not have access to 4 things. Number 1, the play editor, which means you're not going to be able to customize your own plays. You're just going to have to go with whatever the teams have. Speaking of which, you're also not going to be able to access the team creator or editor, which means if Devin was to do the XAFL, he would have to do it the same way he did the first 6 seasons with only 36 teams being allowed to be used and they cannot edit them. So he basically would have to do what I'm doing right now. Except without Toronto or Edmonton or Calgary or Ottawa. But his league is a 16-team league by default, so I can only assume he's going to pick the 16 best if he was to do that. And he's probably going to use the data from my YouTube videos or some of the games in the UAFL to make the decision on what teams should be playing. There's a flag against Carolina for offsides. The third feature that's going to be locked is stadiums. With the free version, you're only going to be able to play games at the classic stadium. You won't be able to see stadiums like this one without paying for it first. And then, of course, you got extra franchise save slots. Which you're only going to get 1 instead of 4 if you're on the free version. So yeah, we'll see if the XAFL will continue or not. I don't know. Hopefully it does. Because that league is a twin league. We were once affiliated with them when we had relegation and promotion between the 2 leagues. Now I have all 36 of the teams. So plus the 4 extra. Here's Rogers. To Coleman, that's a first down. So far, they're saying the base price is going to be $5 per feature, which will eventually total to $20.
Said Ike.
Here's a pass caught by Nebraska. And the Thunder will take the lead in the second quarter.
Said Hut.
Passes. Oh, here's an idea for someone else. Passes thrown backwards and not caught should be counted as fumbles. I don't think I've seen anyone throw a backwards pass in my sim league yet. I've seen screens, but
Go. Hike.
I feel like the devs are probably going to give Philly a new stadium. There are messages that say Philadelphia already has a stadium and is known as the Classic Stadium. But I'm not going to count that as as Philly's official stadium. There's nothing Philadelphia about that stadium. And I think about 11 teams or so, maybe a quarter of this league is using the Classic Stadium because not all 36 teams have a stadium yet. And then for San Francisco, they used to have a stadium into the 2023 version of the game. But I'm guessing they scrapped it and they might be reworking on it. I don't know. The reason Classic Stadium exists is because it's the easiest stadium to load in a game. Because there's really no graphics. If you've noticed, the Classic Stadium doesn't really have anything special in it. I'm thankful we have a bunch of stadiums now, but we don't have all of them yet. Caught by Eli's for a first down.
Hike.
And it looks like there was a update yesterday in Axe, or 2 days ago in Axe Football that I didn't even notice.
Said Hike.
It's version 2.01. Oh, intercepted at the goal line by Fuller. Bro, they threw a ball. It was a throw. They were on the goal line and they intercepted the ball at the goal line. Carolina has pulled a Seattle Seahawks, folks. I can't believe I got to use that line in a sentence in this game. Intercepted at the goal line. Sadly, it's not at the end of the game like it almost was for last game. Here's ball for the first down. So yeah, the update that recently came out is it fixed an issue with the up blocker on punt plays where he would spin around in circles before blocking or pursuing downfield. I don't think that's was a big thing. I mean, that does happen a lot with the AI punters, though. Or
Go!
and it is now halftime. Nebraska is up by 7. It's a close game in North Carolina right now. Who just pinged me is Stank Memer. I'm tired of him pinging me every week. I forgot about this league. Or I forgot about this server. I didn't realize I had this server up still. I have 2 UAFL servers. One of them is old and one of them is new. I didn't even realize I could look at the standings from the past. What access version did we use then? I don't know.
Strike!
The divisions were quite weird back then too, because we had 36 teams, and we had to downsize to 6 divisions instead of the 8 that we have now. So of course we had a bunch of random teams and random divisions. Like, we were in the same division as Buffalo and Boston, as well as St. Louis and Miami. Or at least Baltimore was back then. I can't believe I found the server on Discord again.
Go! Hike!
Looks like Baltimore missed the playoffs that season. How funny.
Go!
Jeez. I had 28-week seasons back then. Why? This is not the CFL. Well, it's 12 now. It is not, and it happens every 3 months, so. So yeah, obviously the XAFL is going to be a little different.
Go!
6 yards. Carolina's going to try. What they want to do is gain some yards. They need a touchdown. I'm surprised we haven't seen any long field goals, but that's because Carolina couldn't even get halfway across the field half the plays they did. And that's another stop for Nebraska. It is 4th down. I'd say, where are they at?
Go!
I mean, I would go for it. Run the ball in. As long as you have a good running back, you would be able to make it in.
Go!
It's a wide open pass and a 1st down for the Thunder. Quarterback's going to slide. 5-yard gain. Here's Rodgers. He's going to screen it. 1st down.
Tonight. Sit hut.
And 3rd and 3. Nebraska still has the ball.
Sit hut.
Nebraska's going to pass to Franklin and touchdown. No, he's going to get stopped. I thought he was going to score, but it looks like they got 1 yard to go. Nebraska's about to score on Carolina again. The Carolina Rattlers aren't good anymore, is what it looks like. And that's a touchdown. Nebraska's now got a 2-possession lead over the Carolina Rattlers. This game's starting to come out of Carolina's control. And here's the punt. Oh, wait. I think I just realized something in the NFL. Because the Ravens were so bad this year, no, not the Edmonton Ravens, the Baltimore Ravens are so bad this year. I think we got the Rip Bozo counter this week. Because we're the worst team out of all the access out of all the fans, or out of all the people that are in our server, so, which are like 13 of the NFL teams.
Tonight.
Actually, no, there's 14. I forgot to count one of them.
Tonight. Go.
All right, here's Carolina. Deep pass. Dropped.
Hike.
Here's a pass. Caught by Hopkins.
Hut. Hike.
Carolina's going to get the first down here.
Go.
And touchdown. Rattlers score, and it's going to be a one-possession game within 8 minutes of the game left.
Go.
I feel like I should do what Robbie Phone does with the NFL teams leaderboard and do a Access Football teams leaderboard. I don't know who likes which team though. I mean, some of these are easy, like Michael likes the Axemen. Dom likes the... I can't say that team name. It's so stupid. But the Minnesota Pride, Minnesota's awful. I feel bad for Dom. I feel bad for Dom this year. Real Gouda games like Nebraska, despite being a 49ers fan. Because if you would think he'd be a Sharks fan, but he's not. I'm surprised he's not. And this guy still has Nebraska Thunder as his profile picture. He's still got the Access 17 logo. Like, what? I mean, we've had these new logos since 2020. Third down. And first down. Where's my league? I'm going to find my league and put it down.
Hike.
And it's a defended pass. It's 4th and 1. They're going to try a field goal from the 33. The kick is it's good, but barely. It hit the it hit the post and went in. And it's a 10-point game. That was close. Here's a pass to Watson.
Go.
Has the DFL kicked off yet? They haven't even played a game yet. It's October 25th, 7 p.m. is when the season starts. That's this week. More specifically, this Saturday. I'm going to be at work, so I'm not going to be able to attend. So what does the week 1 schedule look like if they've released them? I don't know. The dungeon still exists. That's a deleted user. And here's a kick. I forgot there was this culture in the DFL called the dungeon. This has been a weird one, but if you have a losing record, you get thrown into the dungeon. It's hilarious. And that place sucked. You never wanted to be in the dungeon. I was there a lot. Oh, there's a fumble on the field, but it actually benefited Nebraska. I feel like some of these stadiums though need a name change or yeah.
Go.
So people can now post their schedule for when they're allowed to do it when their stadium is open.
Fake.
How do you have your stadium closed Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? I guess he must have football practice or whatever he does. This is Freeholds. Dogwater Arena.
Sit hut.
I forgot about this stupid joke. That joke should be dead by now. I mean, they haven't mentioned it. Here's a pass. First down, Carolina. Uh-oh. It's starting to get ugly. The Carolina Rattlers are now rebelling against the Nebraska Thunder. Could we see another choke from Nebraska? Here's Hunt. Caught. Flag on the field. It is against Carolina. Holy frick, that guy looks like queso. I'm not used to these new AI or these new character models, I swear. Or profile models. Oh, what the frick was that? Carolina just needed a field goal. But they were about to score a touchdown until they got flagged.
Hike.
There's Hunt. Oh, he's in. He's in. First down.
Sit hut. Sit hike. Sit hike.
Man, that's incomplete. It's fourth down. Alright, so Carolina's going to bring out their incredible field goal unit, which we finally get to see today. We haven't gotten to see much of him. No way! He missed! He missed it! What happened to the Carolina Rattlers kicker?
Sit hike.
No shot. That opportunity The kicker missed it. Oh no. What have you done?
Go.
Carolina's going to have to find a way to get the ball back, dude. They need a second chance.
Sit hut.
3rd and 9. And game over. Nebraska will get the win, all because this Carolina kicker missed the field goal. What just happened?
Sit hut.
And Ifui has left the stream because the Carolina Rattlers just sold. Absolute joke. That is embarrassing. How do you lose like that? The final score is 24-21. Nebraska wins. I don't think Carolina's kicker is as good as he used to be. I think Baltimore's kicker might be better now. I can't believe it. The kicker sold the game. That's crazy. I never thought that would happen today. What a way to prove me wrong again. I said that this was one of the best kickers in the league, and now he's done missed it. I want to check if there's an update. Because I did. Okay, it's up to date, so he didn't update access on Xbox because we're still on version 1.92. All right, our final game of the day for Tuesday is Atlanta versus Denver. Oh no. Oh no, not Denver. Denver became the living meme last week. Alright, so the stadium is Denver. Denver's always have some funky weather going on because they're a mile above the freaking sea. You know what? Maybe it was the wind. Maybe Carolina missed it because of the wind, dude. So because the weather was windy in Carolina, they might have missed it for that purpose. Alright, weather's clear in Denver. Wind speed is 3. Thought it. So it's going to be normal in Denver. Alright, final game of the day. It's been an honor. Last week, Denver became the living meme by throwing 5 interceptions in a single game. Not just in the single game, but they've had 7 turnovers, or actually no, that was like combined with both teams. But there was like 7 turnovers in that game combined by both teams, and Denver was responsible for 5 of them. That's 5 of their drives in a row ended in an interception last game. That's why I said, oh no, when I saw Denver on the list for the schedule today. Alright, so Elliott's going to pass for Atlanta. Atlanta last week. I want to take a look at that. The Razorbacks won last week against the Cincinnati Royals, 20-16, not by much, but they got the job done. Penalty against Atlanta for holding. Sacked. We're here by life. Pass is caught by Wright. What an incredible catch. However, it's fourth down. Let's see if Colorado does the same thing they did last week. Colorado lost for obvious reasons last week. They lost to New York, which is not a team you want to lose to. A franchise that's known for being a good team ended up losing to the Barons last week. Mainly because of their interceptions. New York picked off the ball like 5 times in a row. Alright, 1st and 10 for Denver. They're looking to not be as embarrassing as they were last week. They throw it away. 2nd down. Here's Denver. They're gonna throw incomplete. It's 3rd down. They're gonna run the ball on 3rd and 10, and it's 4th down. Here's the punt. Out of bounds somewhere. That was getting thrown away. Third and 9. It's almost 4th down. And Denver will get the stop here. Gonna downsize my
Tonight.
stuff right now. As Atlanta is now going to punt the ball away. And Denver will begin their drive on the 38-yard line. Not bad. So here is Denver. I wonder when hurricane season can affect the UAFL, because I know heavy wind is a thing, but its requirement is really high. It needs to be at least 25 miles per hour for a heavy wind game to be triggered. And those are the games where you'll see a lot of field goals get missed. And is there any place? What is the place with the highest wind right now in the league? Well, this version of my map doesn't tell me, so that's because I'm on my 8. My iPhone 13 would tell me.
Hike. Tonight.
So there's really not any place that has fast wind speeds on land. The fastest wind speeds has got to be around Chicago and Green Bay. They're like one of the few stadiums, but I don't think anyone is in no one's in the range of having a heavy wind game.
Tonight. Go.
Here's the kick as Denver scores their touchdown. I mean, there's some wind, but highest wind speeds typically happen during the daytime.
Hike.
Intercepted, or was it a fumble? I think it was a fumble. Fumble recovery by Denver. Maybe it's just New York's defense being able to intercept the football. That was a fumble recovery. First down.
Go! Go!
Alright, take a look at the temperature scale. Alright, so when it comes to the temperature scale, maybe, I can't tell, but Edmonton should be up there, yeah. Yeah. Right now the temperature is not really cold enough for snow to start, but there is going to be a time where snow games will become a thing.
Hike! Tonight.
First down. Oh, there's a notification. Hold on. There's a notification in the way.
Tonight.
Fixed it. 10-0 right now. Atlanta's getting their butts whooped right now by a team known as the Denver Mountaineers, which this is the opposite of what I thought was going to happen so far. Especially considering Atlanta's coming off of a win and Denver's coming off of a loss from last week. Well, you also got to think if this is how Denver's playing and New York beat them, we should be excited for the New York Bears this season as well.
Tonight.
Because there's a lot of teams that really are a lot better than you think they are. Maybe I'll be even surprised later this season if we see, because I've already noticed there's something special about Louisiana.
Tonight.
And there's probably nothing special about Atlanta. Same with Montreal and Mexico City. Those two franchises did well.
Go.
Second and 5 or second and 7. I can't read. Denver's about to score again. If they score again, this game could be out of Atlanta's reach before halftime,
Tonight.
which is incredibly crazy because no one would ever predict that, this game getting this out of hand so quickly.
Tonight.
Here's Adams. Score! And Denver scores again to make it 16-0. And it's about to be 17-0. This is about to be a blowout. Just look at the way Denver's destroying Atlanta. This goes to show that sometimes your team needs a reality check.
Tonight.
And that's caught, first down.
Strike.
Alright, here's Atlanta, third down, and it's another. This game getting out of hand for Atlanta.
Hike.
And now Denver can have a chance to make it a way out of reach.
Go. Sit hut.
Here's Adams. Fourth down.
Hut.
And did they go for it on 4th and 9? They did. I didn't even realize that. Why would they go for it for one? But they lucky enough to get it.
Go.
Well, I guess Denver's got nothing to lose. At this point, Denver's is embarrassing Atlanta. 4th and 9. That's a 4th down conversion that you don't see every day.
Strike.
I don't think anyone would go for a 4th and 9.
Go.
First down.
Go.
And that's halftime.
Go. Hut.
Incomplete.
Go. Hut. Hike.
There's Elliott.
Hike.
Yeah, it's incomplete.
Hike.
All right.
Hike.
Here's a pass chance. Touchdown. Razorbacks finally on the board after a long time without a single touchdown.
Go.
And now Denver's going to get the ball back.
Hike. Go. Hut.
Oh! Intercepted by Burke. Wow, what a crazy interception there. What position does he play?
Hike. Hut. Go.
Who's in the front door at 1:51 a.m.? Fool.
Go!
It's so stupid. I've never heard of anyone leave their apartment at almost 2 in the morning. It's one thing to come back, but maybe they're coming back, but they're leaving the apartment. Very interesting. Here's a field goal from Atlanta. Good. They now have 10. Alright, here's Adams, first down, Denver.
Hike!
Alright, they're going to run the ball. It's going to be no one. It's 3rd and 17.
Then hike!
What was that throw?
Sit hut!
Here's a first down, Atlanta. If Atlanta can pull off this comeback, because it was once 17-0, if Atlanta can make it a tie game and win it, that would be crazy. But it would also be embarrassing against Denver because what has happened with this football club?
Sit hut. Hut.
Here's a pass up the middle, caught. And now they're very close. That was a 50-yard gain.
Hike.
Incomplete.
Sit hut.
And touch. No. Thought it was touchdown. It's 3rd and goal. Denver's trying to make the stop.
Sit hike.
Pass caught. Razorbacks score, and they're going to tie it up. We got ourselves a ball game.
Go.
And just like that, it's 17-17.
Sit hut. Sit hike. Hike. Hut.
It's now 17-17. Denver.
Go.
It's now 3rd and 6.
Sit hut. Sit hike.
There's Denver again, and oh, he caught it.
Sit hike.
Oh, incomplete. The close game, 17-17.
Sit hut.
No gain on the play.
Sit hike.
And caught for the touchdown. Touchdown, Denver.
Hike. Go. Go.
That's first down, Atlanta.
Hut hut.
And another first down and a lot more. It's 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line.
Sit hike. Hut hut. Sit hike. Hike.
And that's a touchdown. Razorbacks are going to tie it up. We might see our second OT game of the night.
Hike. Hut. Go! Hut.
And it is now, is that going to be first down? It is. There's 18 seconds left. Denver could kick a game-winning field goal.
Hike.
It's going to be a 5-yard gain. Timeout Denver.
Hike. Go!
Clock stopped at 9. Oh, it's caught. 2 seconds on the clock. Denver's going to try to win it with a field goal. Let's see if they can.
Hut.
From 26-yard line, or really the 36. It's good. Denver's going to win the game 24-27, and that is going to do it for tonight's football. Good game by both teams. Don't think either of them are really that impressive, though, compared to their previous self. Well, that's going to do it for tonight's Access Football. I want to thank everyone for watching. Don't forget, tomorrow we got Wednesday Night Football.
We got some more games coming your way. We got a and I'll see you guys next time.